हम देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे, लाजिम है कि हम भी देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे, लाजिम है कि हम भी देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे, वो दिन के जिसका वादा है हम देखेंगे, जो लाहे अज़ल में लिखा है हम देखेंगे, वो दिन के जिसका वादा है, जो लाहे अज़ल में लिखा है।
मेरा को एक सेकंड में कॉल करेंगे।
There are a lot of slogans I hear in English, and I just came to this class. Justice in Pakistan! Free, free! Justice in Pakistan! Free, free! Freedom in Pakistan! Free, free! Speech in Pakistan! Free, free! Social media in Pakistan! Free, free! Democracy in Pakistan! Free, free! Free, Imran Khan! Free, free! Imran Khan! Free, free! Imran Khan! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Pakistan. When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Pakistan. When do we want it? Now! Where do we want it? Pakistan. When do we want it? Now! कौन बचाएगा पाकिस्तान? इमरान खान, इमरान खान. कौन बचाएगा पाकिस्तान? इमरान खान, इमरान खान. मेरी जान, मेरी जान. इमरान खान, इमरान खान. कौन बचाएगा पाकिस्तान? इमरान खान, इमरान खान. पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. इमरान खान जिंदाबाद. पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. है हक हमारा आजादी, है हक हमारा आजादी. हम लेके रहेंगे आजादी, हम लेके रहेंगे आजादी. तुम्हें देनी पड़ेगी आजादी, तुम्हें देनी पड़ेगी आजादी. पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. इमरान खान जिंदाबाद. डॉक्टर अलवी जिंदाबाद. प्रेसिडेंट अलवी जिंदाबाद. प्रेसिडेंट अलवी जिंदाबाद. पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान, जीवे पाकिस्तान. पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान, जीवे पाकिस्तान. जीवे, 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 जीवे पाकिस्तान. पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान, जीवे पाकिस्तान. पाकिस्तान, पाकिस्तान, जीवे पाकिस्तान. Thank you so much for your patience, and thank you so much really for coming out even though there was a lot of confusion. And inshallah we'll talk about all that.
But I think at this stage we are all here because we are seriously concerned about democracy, human rights abuses and torture, lack of liberty, lack of free press in Pakistan. Pakistan has gone from bad to worse, and it is going to sink into total anarchy if we don't raise our voice. Even though we are all outside of Pakistan, we are together here. And we have our legislature, local state legislature, our congressmen, our senators, and each one of us should reach out and get a statement from them and get them to talk about supporting free elections in Pakistan. This is more than about Imran Khan. We are all Imran Khan supporters. He is a true social worker. He is the only one in leadership who has created 3 hospitals, 1 major university, and all the charges. He has never been greedy or in need of funds, etc. And all these charges are trumped up and made up so that he and PTI does not contest elections. So we need to get the chores and the robbers out of the government, and we need to have, just people who will bring democracy to Pakistan. So I want to share a story of my nephew, 30-year-old, who is working for Associated Press in Islamabad, in Lahore, in Rawalpindi. He was asked by an international newspaper to go and investigate the demonstrations happening in Rawalpindi. So he walked over there, and he was just approaching the military complex when the military police and the ISI, gathered all the young people, including him, and he kept on protesting that I am a journalist, I can show you my badge. And they beat him up with sticks and pistol butts and then dragged them into Thana and didn't take them to the jail, but took them to the 3rd floor in a secret room. There were lots of young people there.
That's the ugly guy.
And they took their phones, and then he had 2 phones, an international one for his international work, and he had secreted his Pakistani phone in his socks. So he texted his mother, who is a physician, an old-time physician in Rawalpindi. She came to the Thana, and they said they have no knowledge. They are not holding the son. And she said, no, I have a text right there. And just because she has been Pindi all this life and she knows people, she went to ID police and somehow got him out. There were a whole bunch of young people who were not PTI, who have basically been secreted away, and nobody will know what's happening to them. This is what is the reality, what the police and the army is doing. This is 2 days ago. Just 2 days ago that this happened. So we have to raise our voice. We have to get the press freedom. We have to. So I think that was, one of the watershed moments for me, where you can see that we are not going towards freedom, but are going towards, like a martial law and total control. And now they have stopped all the social media platforms, etc. So we need to become activists, get our politicians here in US involved.
And I am a footwear designer at Puma, and I really wanted that everyone get together, and so we do something. I think as Pakistanis it is the least that we can do while being here. The people of Pakistan, what we see on the news, what they're actually doing there, what I'm hearing from my parents, these people are amazing. I don't think we're even doing half of, or even a little bit of what they're doing. They're giving their lives, and I think this is the least that we can do. I kind of just prepared a short speech, but I'll keep it really, really short and just go through it. I know we stand here today with heavy hearts, but with determination to fight for our rights and for our country. We are fighting against a system that is corrupt and a society that is riddled with inequality and injustice. But absolutely not. We will not stay silent. We will not let our voices be silenced. Pakistan? Corruption, injustice, inequality. Absolutely not. We must demand accountability from the people in power and expect transparency and integrity. Our institutions should be strong to fight against forces of greed and selfishness. Our leaders should serve their people and not their own personal interests. Will we stand by idly while we watch our country crumble down? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
This is a fight for our right, our freedom, and our children, and the children of Pakistan, and the coming generations of Pakistan.
Can you ask that question again, and we will all say absolutely not together.
Will we stand by idly while we watch our country crumble down? Absolutely not. We want a country we can be proud of, inshallah. We must not give up until we break free from the shackles of oppression and injustice. नहीं तेरा नशेमन कसरे सुल्तानी के गुंबद पर, तू शाहीन है बसेरा कर पहाड़ों की चट्टानों पर. I know this is troubling times, but Pakistaniyo घबराना नहीं है. Pakistan zindabad.
Thank you so much, Imran. Now I would like to request my better half, Hassan Usmani. He is a past president of Pakistan Association of Greater Boston.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. So, many of us get asked a question, why should America care about democracy in Pakistan? And there's of course the moral argument, and I'll come to that. But I wanted to speak for a few moments about Pakistan's importance in the global stage and to the US, because what happens in Pakistan impacts the world. So let's go through some facts. Pakistan, with 232 million people, is larger than any European, Latin American or African country. It's the 5th largest country by population, and whatever happens there will have a global impact. As we all know, Pakistan is a nuclear power. A stable, democratic, peaceful and prosperous Pakistan is good for world stability. And such stability can only come through democracy and reform brought about by a popular leader. Pakistan's location makes it one of the most important countries in the world. It borders China, India, Iran, and Afghanistan. It's at the nexus of global trade and security matters. So US strategic interest regarding all of them makes Pakistan an important and critical member of the global community and of US foreign policy. Then let's talk about the millions of Pakistani immigrants and guest workers who have come to the United States, to Europe, to all of America's key allies, whether Middle East, Australia or Africa. So Pakistan has a global impact through their concerns and activities. We are obviously, as Pakistani Americans, gathered here, but we should not forget that all over the world there are Pakistanis in important positions, and they are concerned about what happens in Pakistan. Let's talk about the Biden administration, right? The head of the Federal Trade Commission, Lina Khan, is driving, federal policy there. Dr. Saud Anwar, Connecticut senator, and numerous other Pakistani officials are here in state and local level, who are concerned about what's happening in Pakistan, and so US should be concerned about what's happening in Pakistan. Finally, let's look about UK and Europe, right? The First Minister of Scotland, Hamza Yusuf, is now of Pakistani descent. The former Chancellor of the Exchequer and candidate for UK Prime Minister, Sajid Javed, is Pakistani. Current Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, is Pakistani. And numerous ministers in Denmark, Norway are of Pakistani descent. So we can go on and on about the economic and political impact of Pakistan and the need for the US and Pakistan to work together. But, the list is really, fairly large. Pakistan has been a CENTO and SEATO member with US as an alliance in the 1950s and 60s. When the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, Pakistan chose to not become a neutral, Findalese party, but chose to become a base for the Afghan resistance. The Soviet defeat that precipitated the collapse of the Soviet Union is the bonus that paid off for America. That's why we had the humongous peace dividend during the Clinton era. So Pakistan bears significant credit for a lot of the good times that US has seen because of the Soviet collapse. Finally, Pakistan joined the US war on terror and was a major base for US operations in Afghanistan, paying a heavy price with 70,000 dead and lots of internal instability and lack of development because of our alliance with the US. So Pakistan deserves to have the US treat it in its global impact. The Biden administration has talked about strengthening democracy globally as a key pillar of its foreign policy. It's time to put our money where our mouths are. The US government and US State Department must ask the government and powers to be in Pakistan to respect the rule of law, respect the rights of Pakistani citizens, end abduction and torture of political leaders and activists and journalists, stop muzzling the press, and hold free and fair elections immediately as required under the Pakistan Constitution. Pakistan Zindabad.
And hold the elections. So I would start by asking Mufti Dr. Akhtar Orakzai, Director, Alston Brighton Islamic Center.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عالم الغيب والشهادة الكبير المتعال سواء منكم من أسر القول ومن جهر به ومن هو مستخف بالليل وسارب بالنهار له معقبات من بين يديه ومن خلفه يحفظونه من أمر الله إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم وإذا أراد الله بقوم سوءا فلا مرد له وما لهم من دونه من وال صدق الله العظيم. He is the knower of the seen and the unseen, the all great, most exalted. It is the same to him, whether any of you speak secretly or openly, whether one hides in the darkness of night or goes about in broad daylight. For each one of there are successive angels before and behind, protecting them by Allah's command. Indeed, Allah Rabbul Izzah would never change a people's state of favor until they change their own state of faith. And if it's Allah's will to torment of people, it can never be averted, nor can they find a protector other than him. Jazakumullah.
Thank you so much, Mufti Saab.
Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi وسلم.
Now I would like to invite Mifra Hayat, who is a graduate student at Johns Hopkins, to come and recite Jawab-e-Shikwa by Allama Iqbal, Dr. Allama Iqbal.
Assalamualaikum, and thank you so much for introducing me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mifra, and I'm a big fan of poetry. I chose the following poem because I feel that in the worst of times we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is shy to answer His servant empty-handed. Reply to the complaint. A cry that arises from the heart carries great might. It may not have wings, but possesses powers of flight. Chaste and pure, it has the high firmament in its sight, rises from the earth, for reaches a heavenly height. My love was fractious, an obstinate and cunning cry. Primal was my shriek of woe, its power reached the sky. The ancient angel in the sky heard it. It is someone. It's a denizen of the sky, intoned the planets in the motion. Nay, it is an earth dweller, quoth the moon as it spun. Said the galaxy, it is being that's hidden. Rizwan alone, it was who understood my sad lament. It is that human who'd been banished from the firmament. Even the angels were amazed. What is that voice? What is the secret that eludes even us heaven dwellers? Does the lowly human have the ability to reach the sky? That little piece of sand, how has it learned to fly? Why do the earth dwellers have no sense of politeness? Why are they so highly intemperate, those who live so low, so indecorous that they have ready to scrap with their creator? It is the same Adam who was once the object of the angels' worship, knowledgeable about aesthetics and ready for accounting, but alas, lacking all sense of the protocols of humility. This race is so proud of their ability to orate and declaim, but in truth these imbeciles know not how to speak. The heavenly voice spoke. Your tale is truly distressing. Your cup runs over with inconsolable tears. Your genuine distress has won over the heavens, so eloquent in your grief-maddened heart. Thankfully, you framed your complaint with such eloquence. You forced the Creator to enter into a conversation with His creation. Knowledge is your shield and love is your sword. My sage, your reign is world-conquering. Your call for prayer is a fire for all but God. You are Muslim and struggle is your destiny. Stay loyal to Muhammad and I am yours. Write your destiny in ink and the pen are yours. Thank you.
ये मोहम्मद से वफा तूने तो हम तेरे हैं, ये जहां चीज है क्या, लौह कलम तेरे हैं.
Okay, now I would like to invite Dr. Irfan Asghar to come and recite Habib Jalim.
Assalamu alaikum, and it's wonderful to have such a nice crowd here. So I was asked to recite Habib Jalib's Dastoor, and it's दीप जिसका महल्लात ही में जले, चंद लोगों की खुशियों को लेकर चले, वो जो साए में हर मसलहत के पले, ऐसे दस्तूर को सुबह बेनूर को मैं नहीं मानता, मैं नहीं जानता. मैं भी खाइफ नहीं तख्ताएदार से, मैं भी मंसूर हूँ कह दो अग़ियार से. क्यों डराते हो, क्यों डराते हो जिंदा की दीवार से, जुल्म की बात को जहल की रात को मैं नहीं मानता, मैं नहीं जानता. फूल शाखों पे खिलने लगे तुम कहो, यानी तुम कहो कि फूल शाखों पे खिलने लगे, तुम कहो फूल शाखों पे खिलने लगे, तुम कहो जाम रिंदों को मिलने लगे. تم کہو چاک سینوں کے سلنے لگے، اس کھلے جھوٹ کو ذہن کی لوٹ کو میں نہیں مانتا، میں نہیں جانتا. تم نے لوٹا ہے صدیوں ہمارا سکون، اب نہ ہم پر چلے گا تمہارا فسون. چار اگر درد مندوں کے بنتے ہو کیوں، تم نہیں چار اگر کوئی مانے مگر، میں نہیں مانتا، میں نہیں جانتا.
Thank you so much. Beautiful poetry, very hasbehal, as we say. So now I'm going to invite Rubina Khan, who has first-hand knowledge of what's happening in Zaman Park.
Assalamu alaikum. I was not asked to speak. I didn't opt for it, but now when Nahid spoke about her nephew, I thought I should also. It's close to the heart, and it's a personal experience. So I want to talk something about Zaman. Zaman Park is now on the map of Pakistan, and it has been in our family forever. So it's like, I don't know if you know about the location of how it is. There's a big park in the center and 50 odd houses or maybe more around it. Imran's house is on the outskirts in the corner, on the main road. But during this time when he was in Zaman Park, there was shelling every day, ansu gas, tear gas, and those water cannons. And it was like a war zone. My sister lives there, and she said it was awful. I mean, there are no words to describe like the war zone it was. So people were getting injured, and just people, Imran supporters. And they would come to the houses and they were being treated there. It was a shameful event, what is happening in our country, and innocent people are getting affected. So, we should not even support or talk about these people at all. And let's hope, it's just the beginning of this trial. Imran is not out of the woods yet. So let's hope and pray that, things move for the good, and he can achieve what he wants to achieve. We are with him.
Now I would like to invite Mufti Dr. Aurakzai to say a few words.
تھینک یو سو مچ. جزاکم اللہ خیرہ. میں تقریر کرنا نہیں چاہتا. ہم یہاں ایک دوسرے کو سکھانے نہیں آئے. 2 دن 2 رات سے میرے سینے میں، میرے سر میں شدید درد ہے اور آنکھیں دکھ رہی ہیں. مجھے اس بات کا کامل یقین ہے کہ آپ کی بھی صورتحال اس سے مختلف نہیں ہوگی. راتوں کو اٹھ کر آپ نے یہ دیکھنے کی کوشش کی ہوگی کہ اگلا آنے والا لمحہ کیسا ہے. برٹش کے چھوڑنے کے بعد ہمارے ہاں وہاں جو نظام قائم کیا گیا، وہ نظام وہاں کے جاگیردار اور سرمایہ دار طبقے کے لیے تھا. ان کے بچے ہمارے بچوں پر حکومت کرنے کے لیے اب گھونسلوں سے اڑ رہے ہیں، اور وہ قابلیت نہ ہونے کے باوجود، تہذیب اور ثقافتی شائستگی نہ ہونے کے باوجود پوری دنیا میں جہاں وہ جاتے ہیں پاکستان کی جگہنسائی کا سبب بن رہے ہیں. سر جھکائے ان کا تعارف تک نہیں کرا سکتے کہ یہ ہمارا وزیر خارجہ ہے، یہ ہمارا وزیر اعظم ہے، یہ ہمارا صدر ہے. پاکستان ایک مالدار ملک ہے جہاں کے ذخائر، جہاں کے وسائل، اور جہاں کے وسائل پر حکومت کرنے کے لیے چند خاندان وہاں پر موجود ہے. لیکن عمران وہ ظالم آدمی ہے
جو باہر نکل آیا اور اس نے کہا کہ ان وسائل پر ہمارا سب کا حق ہے، پاکستان کو بھی ترقی کرنی چاہیے۔ اس خطے میں مشرق وسطیٰ میں ہم پاکستان کو اسلام کا، انسانیت کا، اخلاقی شائستگی کا ایک نمائندہ ملک بنانا چاہتے ہیں۔ جاگیردار اکٹھے ہوئے، سرمایہ دار اکٹھے ہوئے، مذہبی ٹولہ جس کی پوری تربیت انتہا پسندی کی بنیاد پر ہوئی ہے، جہاں جہاں ان کی ضرورت ہو ان کے مذہب کو استعمال کیا جاتا ہے، عشق نبی کو استعمال کیا جاتا ہے، قرآنی آیات کو استعمال کیا جاتا ہے، ان لوگوں کو اٹھایا جاتا ہے جو تھوڑا عقل رکھتے ہیں۔ انہوں نے قسم کھا رکھی ہے کہ ہم کسی معقول بندے کو نہ کھل کر بولنے دیں گے، نہ لکھنے دیں گے۔ اگر وہاں پابندی ہے لکھنے کی، اگر وہاں پابندی ہے بولنے کی، اگر وہاں پابندی ہے قدم اٹھانے کی، اگر وہاں پابندی ہے چیخنے چلانے کی، میرے بھائیوں آپ تو آزاد ہیں، آپ تو لکھ سکتے ہیں، آپ تو چیخ سکتے ہیں، آپ تو چلا سکتے ہیں، آپ تو بتا سکتے ہیں کہ پاکستان ہمارا سب کا ملک ہے، ہم پاکستان کی ترقی چاہتے ہیں۔ میں آپ کو بتا رہا ہوں کہ عمران خان کا اندر جانا یا باہر نکل آنا یہ مسئلہ نہیں ہے، مسئلہ اس کرپٹ نظام کا ہے، مسئلہ اس گندگی کا ہے، مسئلہ اس جہالت کا ہے۔ آپ اعلان کیجئے، آپ وعدہ کیجئے کہ ہم نے صرف عمران کے اندر جانے اور آنے تک محدود نہیں رہنا، ہم نے اکٹھا ہونا ہے، ہم نے منظم انداز سے آواز اٹھانی ہے، انسانی حقوق کی تنظیموں کے سامنے ہم نے کھڑا ہونا ہے، ہم نے بتانا ہے کہ وہاں خواتین کی دستبرداری کی جا رہی ہے اور یہاں چادر اور چار دیواری کا عزت تقدس کو پامال کیا جا رہا ہے، لوگوں کو گھسیٹا جا رہا ہے، بن کسی بنیاد پر لوگوں کو گھروں سے اٹھا کر وہاں جیلوں میں دھکیلا جا رہا ہے۔ آپ کوئی قانون نہیں پیش کر سکتے پوری دنیا میں الا ماشاء اللہ، جنگل میں ایسا ہوتا ہوگا۔ پاکستان میں اگر آپ نے رہنا ہے تو آپ نے بندوق یہاں رکھنا ہے، چند لوگوں کا گروپ آپ نے اکٹھا کرنا ہے اور پھر جہاں جہاں آپ جائیں آپ الٹی گاڑی چلائیں، آپ کسی کو قتل کریں، کسی کو اٹھائیں، کسی کی عزت لوٹیں، کوئی پوچھنے والا نہیں ہے۔ لیکن آج عہد کرے کہ ہم پاکستان کو مزید اس طرح چلنے، پاکستان کو اس طرح مزید چلنے، ہم سب نے پاکستان کے لیے آواز۔ عمران خان آب زمزم کا گندگی کے اس جوہر میں ایک قطرہ ہے، اس قطرے کے ساتھ مل کر ہم نے پاکستان کو پاکیزہ سمندر، اس جنگل کو ہم نے گل اور گلستان۔ جزاکم اللہ خیرہ، تھینک یو سو مچ، آپ کا جذبہ قائم رہے، ہم نے آگے جانا ہے۔
I just want, please stay for a few more minutes, we're going to finish. It's very important when you hear somebody like this, now you know why Pakhtunkhwa really accepted Imran Khan first. Because the gentleman is from Peshawar. By the way, he has been a very well-known writer, anchor, he had his own program, and now he is a scholar, he's PhD in Islamic law and Arabic. And he's actually director of Islamic Center of Alston and Brighton. So these are the type of people we need, and inshallah we'll take him to different centers and we will have him deliver a Urdu speech. Thank you.
So, no, don't step away. So Rashid Sheikh will conclude this gathering today, and he was so complimentary to me. I can tell you that everything I've done, I'm a small part of what he does. Every year he does fundraising for the Shaukat Khanum Cancer Hospital successfully. He is a social and political activist. He's very involved in the Worcester Islamic Center. He's very involved in bringing, he is very involved in a political group that brings out young Pakistani American talent to get into mainstream politics here. So the vision that Rashid has is huge. I would also like to acknowledge Humaira Sheikh, who his wonderful wife is the Vice President of Pakistani Association of Greater Boston, and he couldn't do what he does without her support. So both are activists.
Thank you. We learn from the best. We learn from the best. Thank you very much. honestly, I have been saying a lot of different things. You don't want to hear me. You're probably sick of me. But I would really just talk about a few logistics. So just 5 more minutes and just bear with me. You bear so far. And honestly, I have nothing but really thank from my whole heart and our whole heart, because this is not the first one. There are so many things we have done together. I mean, I think most of you know our family, most of us know each other. And, you know, this is not about, you know, me and Humaira, it's about you. It really, we should be thanking you all, because if you would have not supported Shaukat Khanum, if you would have not supported the Political Strategy Group, if you would have not supported Humanity Bridge Foundation, if you would have not supported, you know, PTI, if you have not supported the social economical justice program, the charity and church program, there's so many programs we do, and we seek your help and your guidance and your this. And alhamdulillah, one thing is, we never ask you to do anything until and unless we follow Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we put from our pocket. If I ask you time, rest assured, I'll put my time first. If I ask you money, I rest assured, I will never ask you until and unless, if somebody is doing something and I'm quiet and I'm not asking you, that means I didn't put my money in there. So anyway, so what I just want to re-emphasize one thing from what Dr. Arkazai has said. This is the Surah Rad, 13th Surah of Quran, and I just requested him to choose these 3 ayahs, ayah 10, 11 and 12. I encourage you to study these 3 ayahs, only 3 ayahs. The ayah number 11 portion of that says that Allah never changed the condition of a nation unless and until they change their condition themselves. खुदा ने आज तक उस कौम की हालत नहीं बदली, ना हो जिसको खुद ख्याल अपनी हालत बदलने का। तो ये इलामा इकबाल जो है, अल्लाह ताला ने उनको इतनी वो दी हुई थी कि वो जितनी बातें कहते थे, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, you can find in Quran. So that was really the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also the message of Quran and message of Allah, of Iqbal as well. That if we want to change the fate of our nation, we have to change. And I usually say that change not only can start with one, change always start with one. And then that person get absolutely ridiculed. Look at any prophet, look at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You think our life is tough? You think Imran Khan's life is tough? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was abandoned by his family, by the entire Quraysh, by entire Makkah, and he stayed more than 4 years in Shebe Abi Talib, and they even stopped his food, his everything. But he survived because some of his lovers who were giving him food and shelter, I mean food and water, you know, by hiding the crowd. So look at the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he went to Taif, he was stoned so hard that the blood was coming out of him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not like this and sent Jibreel. And Jibreel said, Allah sent me, and if you would want it, I would absolutely put this mountain upside down. But what did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? He said no. He said no. Because if these people don't understand me, their youth will. And this is what Imran Khan says. If these people don't understand me, their youth will. Now, Qasim Suri, Ahmad Ali, Murad Said, all these people are those youngsters when Imran Khan used to say, and people used to laugh at it, right? Now look at what these people are leaders. So that's the reason when you hear people like Dr. Arkazai, that remind me of Murad Said. So that's what our new leaders are, right? And that is kudos to Imran Khan. So now, you have heard a lot of speech, you guys are all familiar. I just want to also thank you one more time. I want to thank you one more time to come here, because you'd rather be somewhere else. It's a weekday, but the reason